Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. This is episode 5 of the Knitting in the Way podcast, or I should start saying Craftcast, and I will give credit where credit is due. That is coming later. But as you may have guessed, this will be a Craftcast about knitting primarily, but also crochet. From time to time, you'll get some spinning and of course, some sewing. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Jamie Stevens. That is spelled like that. And you can find me on Instagram as Mrs. Jamie Stevens. And on Ravelry, you can find me as JMailJ. I'll put that all up there. Hopefully you can see that. And that's working out. Before I go any further, of course, I want to thank those of you who have subscribed. So new subbies, new subby party. All of you will go over there somewhere. Thank you so much. And of course, returning subscribers, thank you for coming back. And if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, I know you don't know what this is about and you don't even know if this is gonna be good, but I promise you, it's gonna be good. So you should just go ahead and subscribe. Take my word for it. I have on a tiara, so you should totally do it. So in case you're wondering why I'm wearing a tiara, I promise I will tell you all about that later. But for now, we'll just jump in and get started with some finished objects. The first finished object I wanna show you guys today is another one of my little infinity scarves. It's the crocheted infinity scarf. As I showed you guys last week, there really isn't a pattern for this. I just kind of wing it every single time. Yeah, this is a finished infinity scarf, so that's the first finished object of the day. And you'll see something else related to that here in a little bit. The next finished object actually has already been given, but I'll put a picture up here of kind of what it looked like. The picture that you're probably seeing right now is a picture of an epic fail, which will be frogged, because when I first made it, it was like toddler size. I'm not sure how this all happened, so let me give you the backstory. The backstory on this is that our executive pastor saw my husband, him and my husband play golf together from time to time. He saw my husband with his neck warmer on, which is actually the Incognito from Knitty. I'll slip a picture of my little guy years and years ago wearing one. I made one for my husband as well, but it doesn't have like the mustache or anything on it, it's just the neck part. And when they were out playing golf, executive pastor, hey, Pastor Kevin, he saw it. And so he asked me if I would make one for him. And of course I was like, yeah. So I made one for him using all the information from Knitty. And I don't know if I just wasn't thinking or if things have changed since the last time I made it. I don't know. Maybe I made the child size one instead of the adult one. But long story short, that thing looked like an elbow cuff. He was not getting it over his head. It just wasn't happening. So the one you're seeing here in the picture is epic, epic, epic fail, which will be frogged, but I made him a new one that was actually ripped. It wasn't ripped. I made him a new one that was ribbed so it would have extra stretch and ensure that it would fit properly. So that is it for my finished objects this week. Okay. So moving on to works in progress. Of course you want to see the whips. Since I already started last week showing you guys some of the whips that I'm making as commissioned knits, just because that's primarily what I do, is a lot of commissioned projects, figured I would move that right along and keep showing you those things. So first thing I'm going to show you is the Chiefs hat that I started. I think last week I was showing you guys how awful the floats were. They were really, really bad. And you guys, I have to tell you, like those floats, they drove me up a wall. I couldn't take it anymore. So I frogged that hat and started it again. And I apologize already in advance because there's gonna be a lot of like rustling today. Does my face look like extra rich and chocolatey today? If it does, and that's disturbing you because it's different from my neck, I'm sorry. This is so random, but my makeup brushes were done, you guys. They were completely done, so I decided to go get new ones. But when I went to CVS, because you know, that's how I'm rolling, I saw a beauty blender and I thought I would try it, and I'm not quite sure if I did it right. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'm pretty sure I did not do it right. Anyways, back to the finished object hat. Not finished object, work in progress. You guys, I'm all kinds of discombobulated today. Okay, now that I have all the yarn in the world tangled up, here is where we are. So, same cuff. I kept that cuff from before, and I'm just about, actually I am done with all the top decreases for this hat. And what I'm gonna do, you guys, in case you don't remember, there was a chart, I charted out the Arrowhead logo. I'll probably pop a picture of that over here too, just in case you didn't see last week's episode, but you really should just go back and watch it. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is duplicate stitch that on there. So that's what that little progress keeper is on there for, just to kind of show me where I had started it before and where I'll start it when I work on that now. So this is a almost finished object, but clearly not, work in progress. The next work in progress to show you guys is another commission knit. So you guys know I finished this infinity scarf. This was a commissioned scarf for someone. It's not knit, it's crocheted clearly. However, that person also wanted one of those CC copy beanies. I'll put a picture in here of the last one I did, and of course link the designer on Ravelry, but she wanted a matching one to go with that scarf. This is a lot of rumpage today. I apologize. Sorry, I have so much stuff that it's like all over there. Anyways, if you've never made that hat, it starts with a provisional cast on, and then you, of course, join, you like kind of hem it. It's a free pattern, so I guess I can tell you. You knit this twisted rib for about 3.5 inches, and then you join back up. So this is the beginning of that 3.5 inches. This will all be ripped out. This isn't gonna stay there, but this will match this. She wanted teals, and that's what she's getting because I aim to please. So that is another work in progress. Now, if you watched last week, you also know that I started the coffee shop wrap in some yarn that I had found in my stash, deep stash. And so, if you're wondering how progress on that is going, I have 2 words for you. Rip it, rip it, rip it. I couldn't, y'all. I just couldn't. I could not with this. This does not spark joy. I'm sorry. This yarn is gonna have to be destined to be something else because I just could not with it. I couldn't. So I still have a coffee shop wrap in progress. However, ta-da! How about I show you the right side? How about that? How pretty is that? See? It's in my 2019 colors. And I wish you guys could feel this. Sorry for the rude puppy break. I hope that's not a permanent segment, but at this point, this is the 3rd time it's happened. So anyways, I wish you guys could feel this and squish it because it's so soft. And yes, it's made out of acrylic because I love this yarn. Is like my favorite worsted, and it's so easy to get for me. I just roll over to Hobby Lobby, and yeah, so that's what this is made out of. It's about halfway as long as it's gonna be. So if you consider double that length, that's about the final length it will be. And I love it so far, you guys. That is it for my current works in progress. All right, guys, you know I wouldn't be me if I didn't give you a hoe of Whipmas Pass. More rustling, more rumpage. I'm gonna try to minimize that for you. Okay, so when I was doing that big old stash clean out, I found this. And I think maybe this is a Quicksilver. I'm not actually sure. No, this is not a Quicksilver. I think this is a Daybreak. I think this is a Stephen West pattern. I will find out and make sure that I put it up there somewhere. But you guys, this is going the way of the original coffee shop wrap, and it will be frogged because I never ever wear these colors ever. I don't. So I guess now it's time for me to tell you why I am sporting the Princess Tiana look today, wearing the tiara, because I am the frog queen. I'm frogging all the things. If it doesn't spark joy, it's gotta go bye-bye. I never wear purple, I never wear lilac. I would never, ever, ever. And if you love those colors, this is not any offense to you. I think they're beautiful colors. They're just not colors that I ever wear. So it has to be frogged. Murph, are you gonna be good? I think she's gonna be good. Anyway, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. So yeah, that's my hoe of Whitmas Past today. I'm sure I started that 5 million years ago. I'll put that over here as well. You guys, it's just, I'm sure you're like, is she gonna have 52 hoes of Whitmas Past? You know, one for each week of the year? I might. I just might. And I just might. So it will be frogged because I'm the frog queen, and that's what's happening this week. Moving on to new stash. New stash, who dis? You guys know I'm a geek. I've warned you already. You should expect these things, right? So being the geeky girl that I am, I cannot pass up a remnant that looks like this. I know what you're thinking. How much Star Wars fabric can one girl have? Especially one girl who hasn't even finished the thing that she was supposed to finish. Oh, speaking of that, work in progress. I put 4 more hexagons on here. Thank you, husband of mine, because he cracks that whip and he makes me do these things. But yeah, how much Star Wars fabric can one girl have who has only sewed 1 bag? Stop judging me, okay? In the words of my friend Letitia, judge your mama. I'm just kidding, because I'm like the judgiest person ever. But yeah, I just need it. I need it. I need to have it just in case. You never know when there's going to be an emergency and you need to make a Star Wars bag, and I'm going to be prepared and you guys aren't. So there's that. I think we have to have a whole new segment because there are so many crafters that I am meeting via the interwebs that I want to introduce you guys to. So this week, I'm going to introduce this new segment called CRAFTATION Infatuation. And the subject of this week's CRAFTATION Infatuation, I'm gonna say her name wrong, so I'm not gonna say her podcast name. I'll put that over there. But her given name is Kalisha, and you probably already know her because she is amazing. I'm pretty sure she's my long lost little sister. She lives out in Florida. She's so funny, you guys. She has the best craft cast. That's where I stole that word from, or borrowed it from, because I'm totally keeping it. That is some Murph rump, because this episode is full of rump. She says hi. But yeah, so Kalisha is amazing. She's got a great craft cast. She knits, she crochets. She just talked about also getting into some watercolors. I think she sews too. I think she does project bags. I'm pretty sure she's got an Etsy shop, but I love her. I love everything about her. So you should definitely check her out. I'll put a link below to her channel, and of course I'll put some information or a picture or something of the sort there. But yes, that is my CRAFTATION Infatuation of the week. Kalisha, aka the word that will be over there. That's how you can find her on Instagram and also here on the YouTubes. Okay, and lastly, we have the rando section. There are so many things randomly that I want to tell you guys, so I'm just going to toss them in here. I can't remember if last week I told you guys about the struggles that I had with my sewing machine during the whole epaulette sweater. Oh, epaulette sweater! Ding! Did you see the light bulb? Yeah, the epaulette sweater is now released. The pattern is released. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you so need to watch the previous episodes, because I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna leave you in suspense. But for those of you who know, the link to that pattern will be down below. Please go and at least take a look at it, or go and favorite my project on Ravelry so that my designer, Plucky Pigeon Knits, of the epaulette sweater will know that her test knitter's doing her job. I think I'm supposed to be promoting this thing as well, right? So that's the first random thing. But yeah, so while I was making that sweater and sewing on my elbow patches and my epaulettes, my sewing machine decided that it wasn't winding bobbins anymore, and I about lost my mind because I thought I was gonna miss a deadline, and I am kind of a people pleaser, so that did not go over well. my husband came upstairs, saw me like in panic mode, and like before I even had a chance to research fully what could be causing my problem, he got online and ordered this for me. You guys, I didn't even know there was such a thing as this. This is a portable bobbin winder. So it's not currently plugged in because it doesn't need to be, but yeah, it's really neat. You just plug it in. I think there's also a battery. Yeah, there's a little thing under there. You can put batteries. But basically you put your thread in there. I almost said yarn. You put your thread in there and your bobbin, and then you just move this lever over here and it will wind your bobbin for you. How cool is that? So yeah, so you can wind bobbins, and who knew this was a thing? If you want one of these, I'll put a link to that below as well. It was a lifesaver for me, so maybe it will be for you too. All right, so another thing for the rando section. I kind of gave you a heads up about this last week, but every single month at the end of the month, what I would really like to do is do a little destash. So I'm gonna go through my yarn, figure out what's not sparking joy, and offer it here. So here are the terms and conditions of this destash. This yarn will first, of course, be only known to you folks. Perks of being CraftCast watchers. But then if like none of you guys decide to take me up on it, then I'll let the whole world know. I guess that's how that'll work. So what we can do is we can either trade for this yarn, or if you would like to make an offer for it, I will gladly review and probably accept your offer because yeah, I've had it forever. So this month's destash yarn is, you see this? This is from a time in my life when I thought it was a good idea to knit with lace weight yarn. I don't know. I don't know if that time still exists for me, you guys. As you can see, this color is gorgeous. But again, okay, sorry if you guys hear the garbage truck. Hopefully you don't. This is a color that I don't typically wear. It's a very, very pretty color. This color is called, is it called Shimmer? No, it's called Spice. So this is Knit Picks Shimmer in the Spice colorway. So I'm gonna stop all the rustling of the bag. I have 3 skeins of this. You see they are still, hanks, 3 hanks of this. They haven't even been wound. It's the lace weight. It is 70% baby alpaca, 30% silk, and there are 440 yards of it, 50 grams of it. So lace weight, you guys. And here's how I would like to do this. I really would prefer to only knit in my 2019 colors this year, so I'll pop a picture of that over here. But basically, I would be willing to trade similar, we'll go with weight, because I don't want any lace weight. So like we'll go with grams, right? So there's 50 grams, so this is 150 grams. I would be willing to trade somewhere near 150 grams of yarn between fingering and worsted weight in the colors of my color for the year. So my colors for the year are like dusty rose, gray, always gray, ivory or cream, black, always black, and cranberry. So any of those colors I would be willing to trade for these. I would prefer that whoever takes this takes all 3 of them. But yeah, you can either trade me for, like I said, the equivalent gram weight, not necessarily yarn weight, thickness. I hope you know what I'm saying, because I feel like I'm not describing this adequately. But I'd be willing to trade for that, and it'll be first come, first serve if you want to trade, swap, whatever. But if you want to purchase this instead, then I will look up what this may cost now, what it may have cost then. I don't know. I kind of almost prefer to trade because I don't know how much money this costs. I don't even know how long I've had it. But it's and it's looking for you because it's not gonna get me love over here. All right, and so the last thing I wanted to tell you guys about is another thing that I would love to do every month. You guys, I don't know if you run into this, but me being somebody who knits and crochets on commission, a lot of times I'm so busy like touting my worth and asserting like that I'm not just gonna give stuff away and like I'm not gonna like work for, you know, unfair wages, that I forget that I can also be a blessing to somebody in this art form. And so once a month, at least once a month, I'd really like to engage in some sort of selfless fibery project. So this month, I'm actually going to give a dishcloth or two, I don't know, maybe more than that, to my next door neighbor. She loves dishcloths, and so this is what I'm gonna give her. And it's also gonna be used for something that you will find out probably in a week or so. But this is going to my next door neighbor. And are the ends woven in? No, not yet, because that is not how I roll. But yeah, so if you would like to join me in doing something selfless every month, let me know below. I think it's just a good little heart check to see if we are spreading love and being loving and like being kind to the people around us and using our fibery talents for good. So that is it for episode 5. Now you know that I am indeed the frog queen because I'm frogging all the things. I really appreciate you guys watching. I would love it if you haven't subscribed, as I told you in the beginning, if you would go ahead and subscribe now. If you want to know when these episodes are live, go ahead and hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys next week. Bye. Pass this on to a fibery friend or not, but yeah, they're not going to know what's going on.